Mental Wellness and TMS, which is a revolutionary, non-invasive, FDA-approved depression treatment. I've spoken with the Arahant doctors, seen the TMS device, and discussed the scientific evidence behind transcranial magnetic stimulation. You see, TMS targets the physical source of depression deep within the brain, and unlike antidepressants, there are no side effects like memory loss, weight gain, or ED. Also, most major insurances will pay for treatment. And get this, many patients experience significant relief.
Why do I get notices every now and then, Dan? Now live on your channel?
Oh, from Facebook?
No, from YouTube.
Oh,
It just says, you know.
Not from YouTube. YouTube stays up. Facebook just shut down, so I had to redo it. But YouTube stays up.
But for some reason, every now and then I get an email. This came in at 11:35, and it says, now live on your channel, Troubleshooter Network live stream. And
I can't remember when
it's
he
just
did
puzzling to me.
He would go outside.
No,
I'd be bored.
I don't know. So maybe it is when I have to pause it.
And then restart it.
YouTube stays up.
Right. No, I understand what you're saying. I just don't know why I have this.
You must have some settings or whatever.
Roy made the switch in 2017. To make the switch,
Did you see this video that was up about these people trying to get away from this volcano? They're on the water, and there's clouds just chasing them.
Where are they at?
Italy.
Wow. Can you see them? Is it a video?
Yeah. Yeah, it's this massive volcanic cloud, and they're in a sailboat.
Oh, really? It's hard to get away.
What's it called? A pyroplastic flow?
Something, yeah, but it's poison.
Plastic. Why plastic?
Pyroplastic.
So.
Yeah, it just started, but then the cloud just comes.
Oh my God. Where would you go? What do you do?
And they're in a sailboat, so I mean, it's just limited
power.
power.
What would happen? They won't be able to
trying
breathe.
No, it's poisonous. Sulfuric, all kinds of.
Oh my God!
Yeah, I
Did
think
they get away?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks like what I believe it's called a pyroplastic flow.
Oh, that is scary
Isn't
as
that
shit.
freaky?
Wow.
How do we know they got away?
Well, they got the video.
I think they go like
I don't know.
400 miles an hour.
It comes at them. Yeah.
What does?
That pyroplastic flow, 3 to 4.
Well, then you can't get away from it.
And
It's
it's
my
like
sailboat.
it's like 2,000 degrees temperature too, Tom.
Yeah.
So that would kill you.
Yes, instantly.
Yeah. It's like 2,000 degrees.
Did they
And if it
not,
doesn't
were they
kill
there
you-
on purpose looking at it? They're
I did,
assholes.
yeah, I didn't
And
read
if it
it.
doesn't kill you, what you're breathing
Why do they
in,
call it plastic, though?
I don't know. The glass that you're breathing in, and that's it.
It freezes your lungs.
You're done. If it doesn't kill you, if the heat doesn't kill you, you're done.
Now, come on, man. So these
No,
guys.
seriously.
Look, I'm
I mean,
talking.
they got
Why
away,
wouldn't they
though.
go up or down? You know
But it
what I'm
looked like
They're
to me
just
in
trying
the
to get the
picture,
hell
there was
out of
someone.
there, yeah.
It looked
Well,
like
yeah,
to
but
me
it
in that
seems like
picture
they're
there was
going out
someone
as
way
opposed-
up close here and something that was white on the water. Okay, there, you might. Oh, I didn't see that there. Okay.
Yeah, if it's heading that way, go that way.
no.
How far does it spread out?
It all depends how big.
How big the eruption?
Yeah.
That volcano went up to 70,000 feet.
Yeah,
And
but
I
I
heard-
wonder how.
Aren't they like?
Is the 2018 cargo van safe to drive? He wanted to know.
Oh.
Well, if it only breaks at 33, then
Yeah.
at 33.
Yeah.
I don't know what to say, man. He's got to. He's got
Should
to.
be just, yeah.
Okay.
I mean, he's got to ask his mechanic or have it towed.
He's going to take it up there.
Man.
Yeah. Good. Good. I'm curious what they're going to find on that one.
I'm sorry, I didn't have the monitor on. Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter, 303-713-TALK. I urge you to look on our Facebook, on our YouTube, find out more about the Denver nuisance abatement law and how disgusting it is and how the mayor is lying to you. And listen to my podcast in the past, please. As you're having a wonderful holiday weekend, think about this Mexican-American family that lost their entire business. Jim's got a comment on that van that was breaking, and he is going to take it up to Purifoy to see if they can figure it out. Jim, go ahead.
Hey, Tom. What it sounds like logically is that the thing has probably got a collision avoidance system in it.
That's what one other guy said. Jeff said that from City Lock in Boulder. He said it sounds like that, maybe a sensor, and maybe it could be if it has that. Maybe
if he bought the thing with 8,000 miles on it. Maybe it got in a front end fender bender and one of the cameras is aimed wrong.
That's one of the things they're going to look at. Yep. Okay, so back to Marianne. We've been trying to get an attorney on to answer this. We've been unable to do that on I call it a holiday Friday. I think people are taking off early like Deadbeat Mark did and Suzanne. So, Marianne?
Yeah.
When you moved into your place, the tub had some paint all over it, and they had to clean it and reglaze it. It took them a couple days, and you were a couple days getting in late. You want to register a complaint. And then we wanted to ask you, you didn't really have any measurable loss, but it did bother you, obviously enough to file a complaint. And we just wanted to get your thinking on it to see where to direct this. Were you just upset with the way they handled it? I mean, it sounded like they got right on it and fixed it. What was the problem?
The apartment should have been ready for the tenant.
That's right.
That's
it. Okay.
Okay.
I understand. It should have been ready, and it wasn't. A lot of people would say, well, it's fixed now. You were only put out 2 days, and you could have used the place except for that bathtub. But I understand. So where do you go to HUD? You actually go to HUD and file that complaint, Division of Housing, and you would and subsidy, or you would go if it's Section 8 to Section 8. Again, I wanted to get an attorney on to see if he could weigh in or she could weigh in on this, but we've been unable to do so. But does it puzzle any of you guys? It puzzles me. It just puzzles me that she is hell-bent on filing a complaint. It took 2 days.
For what benefit?
Because it wasn't ready.
Like a reimbursement
usually with a complaint, there's a reason for it. Like, I went through this, therefore, right? This is just to let you know. I just want to let you know that it wasn't ready. To me, it just doesn't make sense to me. Let's put it that way. Makes no sense to me. I want to talk to John about what's called a tuning chip. For those listening, these chips are in your computer. Now, they determine driving, like shifting patterns and that kind of stuff, or power. Timing and power.
Fuel.
Now, when people buy these stock off the floor, can you remove the factory chip and put another one in? Is that what he's talking? Is that called a tuning chip?
Some you remove the chip, some you can reprogram.
Okay. Doesn't it violate or doesn't it do something with warranty?
It can, yes.
What is your question, John, or comment?
I see this thing. It's called an Eco OBD2, and you plug it in where, if you were to put the engine check thing in.
Oh, that's different. You're talking about the data port. That's different, yeah.
Yeah, you plug it in there, and it's supposed to save you fuel and give you more economy, more power, stuff like that.
I didn't know that port would allow anything to do with tuning, guys. I just know about the tuning chip. That's what we thought you were talking about, but you're talking about the data port under the steering wheel usually.
Yeah, they sell them for about $5 on
What
Amazon.
Are they?
It's a plug-in. It'll override a few things with the OBD2. It's not very effective.
What does it do? Can it advance timing? Can it do anything like that through that chip?
I don't think it does much of anything.
Can it harm the vehicle?
Anytime you screw with
plug into it, yeah, you can harm.
I mean, anybody can harm, John, but I mean, what do you want? What are you trying to accomplish? I guess is the question.
Well, just to see about getting better mileage.
Okay, what year do you have?
Efficiency. I have an 09 Tacoma.
How are you doing now with mileage?
It's about 16 or 17.
You're doing really well. I doubt you're going to get much more. But
a K&N air filter and a fresh air intake would be good for that.
Anything to cool your air and to get it less friction. And an engine is a big air pump along with a fire. And so anything that would efficiently move that air in and out better, that's why they do the polishing, right, of the import. It's amazing that just polishing the insides of those intake manifolds can make that much difference.
Yeah, it makes it flow much better.
Okay.
All the reviews on this online are terrible.
Yeah, I wouldn't waste your money. Hey, Tom, what's going on with your 1950 Oldsmobile? Oh, OMG.
Yeah, we had it shipped from Oregon here to Colorado.
What condition is it in? Or were you going to rebuild it?
No, my father-in-law spent 25 years putting this car back to showroom new.
So it was fully restored. Oh, my goodness. Okay, and you shipped it here?
Yeah, we had a car hauler ship it from Oregon.
Now what?
And he left it in neutral for the whole ride on a slant trailer, and when he unstrapped it, the car rolled down the ramp about 250 feet into the forest, hit a tree.
Oh, no.
Yeah. So we're dealing with, body work. I think the frame's dented. The trunk, all the quarter panels.
Well, that guy's responsible, isn't he?
Well, I hope so, but we got word from insurance that he has a $2,500 deductible, and insurance says he's responsible for paying that.
Well, of course he is. Of course he is. So that's not your problem. That's his problem.
Well, his insurance is saying, if they do cover it, they're not going to cover that $2,500.
Of course not. That's a deductible. He's responsible. To you, he's responsible for everything. His insurance company isn't responsible to you for a dime. Do you guys have it insured, and then you can let your insurance fight it?
No, I don't. It was sitting for the last year.
Okay.
And when we booked this, they said they were insured for $250,000.
They just didn't give you. They just didn't give you the conditions. Now.
Yeah.
Now,
yeah.
Are you sure? Okay. Are you? What does the guy say? Does he say he's not going to pay the $2,500? What does he say?
He doesn't have a nickel. I actually had to float.
He has a tow truck.
Well, he has the trailer, so we'd have to go after him for that. But we owed him an additional $2,300 when he unstrapped. We weren't going to pay him because we knew.
Okay, that's the way to do it. Did you waive that? Did he waive it?
Well, I gave him $1,000 of it because he couldn't get home to Oregon, and he was sitting in our driveway raising a stink. And
I would have called the police and had his ass hauled out. You shouldn't have paid him. You would have been almost even, and had his insurance pay the rest. That's what. But what can I do about it? What do you want now? I guess.
Well, I'm trying to find a shop either in the Springs or Denver that can kind of facilitate this whole thing.
Man, you need someone who's going to take the time and care for this.
Yeah.
Guys, this is a hard one. Okay, where are you located in the Springs?
Black Forest, Colorado Springs.
You know, I would go to Michael's Auto Body in Castle Rock.
Okay.
Now, they don't specialize in these kinds of cars, but they're a good auto body shop. I don't think you need a specialist. I don't think you do. Can you get parts for it?
I can't. I know nothing about it.
I mean, does your father or whoever rebuilt it know how to get parts for it?
Unfortunately, he's passing away. He has severe dementia, so he's unable to.
How bad does it look? Does it look really bad?
I sent you guys pictures. In the pictures, it doesn't look as bad as in person because all the the frame is tweaked, so all the quarter panels are messed up. The bumper's destroyed. The trunk, the left rear quarter panels.
Oh my goodness gracious! This is going to be terrible. Listen, if you just need advice on a shop, I would try Michael's in Castle Rock. I would also call just for a reference. I'm not telling you that they do it, but our guys down there, Jesse and the other, I'm sorry, it escapes me now. Just if you go to, what is his name anyway? If you go to Honest Accurate Auto and ask them, maybe they might know someone.
This report is sponsored.
I sent you the pictures, Tom, of the 3 pictures.
QC coming up long, right?
I don't see how it could have been the frame. I mean,
so here are 3 pictures he sent. So that one has no damage, right? I don't see any damage in that one. That's where it hit the tree.
Those things are tanks. It probably hurt the tree more than it hurt the car.
Yeah, but if that frame is tweaked,
Is this I don't think. I mean, you can't.
So you don't think the frame is tweaked?
No, I don't. No, I wouldn't think so on a car.
And if it did, so Flex didn't get this out. You guys get this out. We'll really
do a little tweak.
Put you on there.
Yeah, what is he basing that on? Him?
Yeah, well, he's
worried.
Okay,
guys,
lines in here.
guys, I have a spot coming up right now.
I mean, I'll buy it for scrap.
I want to see that though.
It's
Got it.
For scrap?
Turning the mic on.
Expensive scrap.
If you're looking to get rid of the hot air in the attic, also stir up the air in your home, bring in more fresh air, have a healthier, more efficient, energy efficient home, quiet, cool, whole house fan will do it. QCcolorado.com. I have one. And I'll tell you, for 3 seasons, it works. And it cuts your air conditioning bills. Mine worked less than half the time. It made my house more comfortable and gave it that beautiful breezy feel that you want in the really hot weather. So you get savings, comfort, health, ventilation. It's eco-friendly and it's quiet. It's great for pet owners. Do you know they sell special screens so when the air is brought in, it can filter it? Yeah. It's wonderful. 720-398-4510. Installation in my house took less than an hour, and remote control means you don't have to cut into any walls at all. 720-398-4510. QCcolorado.com.
So they put that thing up in your attic, huh?
Yeah.
Wow, that is cool.
Oh, it's great.
Wow.
Spectacular. Had one for friends that lived here.
But if you had
How
the
long?
door,
How long?
Since 94.
okay,
Since
so if you have,
94?
if you have the
The
door,
same fan, you've never had to change it?
It was put in there in 82.
Wow.
Put in the house in 82.
so if you have the door shut in your attic, going up to your attic, how does it circulate? I
You've
don't
never
understand.
had to maintain it?
No, never nothing.
What the frick is the name of it?
I don't know, but I'm sure it's noisier than yours.
Yeah, but you've never had to touch it for 30 some odd years?
Neither of my neighbors. Wow. All they put them all in our development. All everybody gets to have one. That I've talked to.
So you have the door going up to your attic, right?
No, no. Oh, no, this put right in the ceiling to your attic.
They put it right. Just trying to understand how does it circulate air throughout the rest of the house?
Well, you gotta have windows open. You gotta have windows open.
Okay.
Yeah, you put a few windows in the lower levels open,
So they're
and
all
then it pulls air through the whole house.
Oh, okay. Got it.
And so in the daytime, I put it on a timer, and so like every 3 hours, I run it for a half hour.
So it's on the roof.
No.
No. It's in there. It blows
It's
out
in your
air
ceiling.
through your vents in the roof.
And it pressurizes the attic.
Okay.
And then the attic is, through its ventilation, the hot air is
So it saves on shingles too.
Now you have to have an attic that's ventilated, but
Yes.
most people do.
Yes.
Actually, if you did have a ventilated attic, you'll know it.
Yeah.
They'll check that.
Mm-hmm.
So
How much was it?
Mine was free.
Do I need to do something? Just let me know.
So, what's on your mind?
So a neighbor who had one had a fireplace. They turned it on with all the windows shut.
Took the ashes.
Took the ashes and threw it all over the house.
Oh my God.
And also, if you don't have windows open, it can blow out your pilot lights.
Oh,
It's sucking
okay.
air.
Right.
I'll tell you, these cool nights. But if you have allergies, it's probably not good for you.
You're in Goodwill and
It
just
does
pop
bring
that
the air.
into
How much do they charge you for yours, Tom?
miniature donut
cool air deal.
earrings. You lean in.
Had it done in less than an
That's the
hour.
scent of shopping
I suggest that to everybody.
Goodwill.
Not on moms, you don't need it.
Job training and
You pull down pretty good.
I had to put some kind of a vent. They had to cut something to get the air, let a little air.
Do you?
It was molding or something up there. And
Goodwill.
I don't remember exactly what the problem was.
Oh, you had mold up there?
Seems like I had water leak or something, and
Really?
they split it, put a kind of a vent in there, and just to get some air.
Ah, in the attic.
Yeah.
'Cause I have vaulted ceiling up there, and I don't really can't do anything.
Where do you live in? What's your
Blackhawk, right by Nick.
Oh, okay.
Right by, 3 miles from
Yeah.
you.
That's pretty much right by up there.
But those, if you're looking for something to really save on air conditioning,
That's it.
I really do. This is the best thing ever.
I had a fireplace. I'm always ready.
Well, you just gotta remember not to do it when the fireplace is open.
Oh, okay.
'Cause you won't be doing that when you have a fireplace.
Right, you're not gonna have.
Right.
Right, but you said it blew ashes throughout the whole house.
Oh, wow.
So you clean your fireplace
Wait,
out
what
first.
do you do about that with your...
Well, you gotta have doors, hopefully you have doors.
doors there. I don't have doors in my fireplace. Just
A lot of people don't. A lot of people don't. But I don't think it would actually bring the...
It does if you have the damper open.
Oh, yeah, it'll pull
You're going to pull air from somewhere.
Right.
If you have your windows closed, it's going to...
You'll know when it's open anyway.
I never thought of that.
No, a neighbor of mine, that happened to him.
And how much they charge you for yours?
It was, what was it? I don't know. It's like, I think it's like $2,000 or a little more.
It's the best. It's the absolute best. Especially if you have a basement.
I think it might be 25, 24.
Like, Tom's is much quieter.
It's newer, newer technology.
Well, that is one thing I suggest everybody in Colorado have.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. What happens when your wife is stealing from someone and you know it from other people? We'll talk about that coming up in the next hour. I want to give him time. We have a comment on that 1950 Olds in the insurance. Corey, go ahead. What's going on?
Yeah, I haul cars, and the guy's got it all wrong. I mean, you've got a liability policy, usually $1 million liability, but he's also probably got a cargo policy for $250. And you go after the cargo policy, and there's no deductible on that. You just file a claim. And
I wonder why they told him there was.
Well, this guy's probably lying to him. He probably doesn't have a cargo policy or something.
It sounded like he talked to the insurance company, but we ought to look into that. So you're saying that you have two different insurances for your transport company?
Well, you don't have. It's all on the same policy. It's just added on there. It's an extra charge to have cargo. And depending on, what kind of cars you haul, if you haul a full load of Mercedes, then you're going to have $1 million or $2 million cargo policy. If you're just hauling auto auction cars, you can get away with, $50,000 or $100,000.
So cargo policy is one, and then liability is if your truck runs into somebody or something, right?
Right,
okay.
Exactly.
And you're saying that the cargo part doesn't have a deductible?
No, there's no deductible on that. People just file a claim. If you run into somebody or somebody runs into you, there's no deductible involved. Just file a claim.
Okay, you know what? I think that he might be given a story then. We have to figure this out. Thank you for the information. 303-713-TALK. Blaine, what's happening? And please, Daff, tell Daniel we love his story. I just don't want to take him now when we only have a short amount of time. Hey, Blaine, what's going on?
Tom, I got a 2017 Ford F-150. It's got the 2.7 EcoBoost.
Yes.
And when I start it, I get a little white puff of smoke, and then it clears up while I'm driving it. I was just wondering what that might be.
Did you say this is a gas or diesel?
It's gas. It's a turbo.
What is that when it starts?
It could be something from the turbo, just accumulating when it starts.
Would it concern you?
Yes.
It would. Why?
Well, especially if it's under warranty still. I would go and have it looked.
What do you think it is? If
it could be an internal seal in a turbo.
But it's only when it starts. Is that from the oil that's in there?
It just accumulates as it sits.
Ah, so it is an indication of burning some oil or something.
Oil or antifreeze.
Yeah, so you got to get it checked, Blaine. And any of these guys can check it, but it's under warranty.
Owning a home has never been easier or more affordable. And if you're a veteran...
Slight little seepage somewhere. Yep. But the turbo's got intercoolers, got all kinds of...
Okay, brother.
So it could be almost anything in there.
Which we haven't had any storms right.
You just sit there and just like you say, drip, drip.
Right.
And what doesn't evaporate.
You're a storm lover. Not a storm chaser. Huh?
Take what gives.
I tell you what, I think that technology, or whatever,
hey, that's one out of about 50.
Repair like that
never make it.
If you can do it. If it, you don't have a hard metal or whatever.
So how long does it take you to get down here from Black Hawk?
Well, I go up there on the weekends. So it's 55 minutes, hour, right?
Takes about 55 minutes.
It's not bad. It just depends on what time of the day or what day you're doing it.
Fridays you go.
What, do you got property up there?
What's the closest grocery store from Black Hawk?
Idaho Springs.
He goes right to food right away. He just like, I can't be more than 15 minutes away from the grocery store.
Oh, nice restaurant, Roy's. Roy's is a really nice, good food. You eat at Roy's there?
Not much anymore.
Really?
Yeah.
Don't you like them? Do you have any?
I was never really too happy with them up there, but...
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I like that place. I've never had a bad meal.
Yeah, I always get the cheeseburger. I'm always happy. It's my wife and kids always seem to complain about something.
Oh, really? But you got also the casino's there.
All the casinos have restaurants. Yeah.
I don't do that. No.
Well, you don't do a buffet? I thought you'd be a
Oh,
professional.
right.
Yeah.
That's right. All the food. So
You like crab legs?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Is it like, I see the signs, all you can eat?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh,
No, they just let you in and you do whatever you want to do.
Yeah.
Oh, you don't have to gamble.
Food?
No.
No.
You go up there and eat all the time with my family.
Pay the what, $20 or?
Something close to
I think
that.
Bar Star's like $20 a person.
Yeah.
A little over.
I think on Mondays and Tuesdays it might have deals at different places there.
No, you don't have to gamble. You walk right by it.
Okay.
I take my kids in there. My kid's not even 21.
Mm-hmm.
We'll go in there. There's some that allow
Now,
you to
doesn't
stay
Ameristar
on
really
that.
watch that?
There's some you
One
can't
of
even get in the
them
door.
quit doing it.
Yeah.
I think it was Ameristar that quit letting kids in there.
And then they got the new. Have you been in Monarch? The new one
That's
there.
the one I think I
Is it opened up yet? They're still
Part
working on
of it. It's not totally done.
Yeah.
But they have opened it.
Because the last time I was up there, we had to take the little shuttle from the parking back over to the...
Okay.
Because they still hadn't opened that up.
I can't believe that Monarch is huge.
Yeah.
That's freaking huge. I mean, long. It must be at least a block long. And the parking garage is huge there.
Yeah. That's where we park no matter where we're going because you can always find a spot.
Parking's always free.
Yep.
Everywhere.
And they even have that system where they have the red light, green light. So you don't pull down the aisle looking. You can see if there's an open spot.
Oh, I didn't see. Which ones that has that?
Monarch.
Oh, they're talking about this
I gotta go to the
reference
Monarch.
470
Did you
yesterday.
go to their buffet? Or?
Yeah, they're pretty
How
good.
was it?
It's decent. I mean, it's some stuff you don't want to...
Sure, and you're right. Buffets are buffets.
Yeah.
But when you say crab legs, it's never going to be king crab.
No, it's snow crab.
Snow crab's my
crab.
favorite. Snow crab's my favorite.
Takes a little work. You gotta...
That's right. There's a lot of work.
Yeah, you gotta be a little sea otter to eat these
right.
things, you know.
They're cooked right.
Well, you go up, you can get a lobster with crab legs, and then they got a carving station. So they'll have prime rib and like smoked sausage and ham or something.
The Ameristar was good. It was like 20.
Do you gamble when you go to Blackmore?
Only
you gamble much?
if I got friends that were coming in, I do it.
And when you play cards, slots?
Blackjack or craps.
Mm-hmm. I don't like the machines. They drive me sit there and just...
machines, I don't.
I can't stand those things.
Exactly right. Hey, Tom.
Yeah.
A listener called in and says, you might let Tom know that KKK Corey is in his office now and wasn't real happy to hear from me. He said you guys are fake news.
Oh, wow.
Yes, it senses our movements and adjusts to keep us both comfortable all night.
But he said KKK Corey. So it's catching on.
Save 50% on the Sleep Number 360 limited edition smart bed plus special financing. Ends month.
Don't hold
Find a
up
local
in
Sleep
there.
Number store. Go to sleepnumber.com. Special financing subject to credit approval. Minimum monthly payments.
He's Teflon, isn't he?
This forecast
He
from
is.
the Denver
Yeah.
Trial Lawyers
Yeah.
Weather Center.
This report is
Corey?
sponsored
No,
by LifeLock
Mayor
with
Hancock.
Norton.
Right.
Seasonal temperatures return today with highs in the
But,
mid-80s. We'll have to
yeah.
watch for
No,
showers.
you're right. He was. But I don't think the person running against him this last time
Christine Raffles.
wasn't all that great.
No, he wasn't. But every issue that comes up, it just
Compromising your devices or your
goes away right away.
Yeah. Introducing LifeLock with Norton. Outstanding protection for your identity and devices. Join at LifeLock.com. Use promo code RISK.
Plumbline Services for plumbing, heating, cooling, electric, and drains. You know how I feel about home services. You got to have the professionals you know and trust. I've known these guys for like 17, 18 years since they started. It's so wonderful to have them on the referral list and have them serving you. Plumbline Services, where 93 are free when it comes to your drain work. 93 are free. That means they'll clear it, or they give you a complete diagnostic of what's wrong, and you can have it done by them because they have their own drain division. No subcontractors. They own all the equipment, the backhoes, and everything. Plumbline has been serving the Denver metro area for years, and they really put an emphasis on customer service and on just providing the best products and services. That's PlumblineServices.com. Now, I have used them in my home, and you can trust them in yours. Highly trained technicians, and the name comes from, you know, a mason's tool to make a straight line, a true line, and that's what they are. True blue. Plumbline Services.
I was in the United States Army for 2 years.
Damn, that spot sucks.
Yep.
I would take it out and just recut it. I would not allow that.
Yeah, no, I like that the race car gets thrown back at Hancock because he'll throw that race car all the time.
But that's the instant kill of the conversation is when you throw that out.
That's why it's good to get him back in his face.
Yeah.
And now they got the airport issues going on now.
That's brutal what's going on out there.
What's going on with the airport?
Well, they did a whole remodel in one of the concourses, like $1 billion or something, and then they fired the contractor, suing him. Nothing's right. It's all, triple the cost, and it's a mess.
And they're also tearing up, this isn't his fault, tearing up the runways because the cement wasn't poured at the correct compressive strength. But
that's expensive fixes.
Oh, God.
But the remodel was, that's
him.
That's his. He has to own that one.
Yeah. So no, there's a lot going on in Denver and stuff that they don't.
And in a few days, be protected 24/7. Go right now to Simply Safe.
I didn't realize that. Gold bars have a stamp on them?
Right.
I didn't know that.
What do you mean?
Well, they're saying there's counterfeit gold bars they're finding
and they're stamped
in the gold supply. Well,
they're stamped too.
Yeah.
Yeah, you gotta be real careful.
The refineries that put the bar together have a stamp so you know it's legit. And now they have fake ones.
Counterfeits have the same stamp.
Counterfeits have the same stamp. He said the gold's not as pure.
But it's still gold?
Well,
it's still gold.
Like gold plated.
Well, they said it's not even. It's solid gold, but it's just not at the quality level.
Oh, the purity. Oh, okay.
Because they said years ago it was gold plated.
Right.
Now they're actually doing solid.
They're putting some gold in it.
Solid bars.
Less than half of what it's stamped.
Yeah.
So pure gold. 5-ounce bar might have 1.5 ounces worth of gold in it.
Yeah. But they're getting the logo so good on the stamp that it's. They said they found it in J.P. Morgan Chase Global vaults or something.
Okay.
So.
Oh, here's the photos. You sent them to me?
Yeah.
From cars?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cars.
Only one really shows.
Ooh, that does look shitty.
That is a big dent for a tank like that.
Can you believe it rolled back like that?
You see the guy's truck though? It wasn't exactly a huge transport company.
Right, exactly.
Hi, I'm Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. This is Car Day on the Troubleshooter Show, but we'll talk about anything you want. If you have a problem, a question, or complaint, we have lines open at 303-713-TALK. And if you're listening from around the country on our affiliates or live on YouTube, live on Facebook, or any of the podcasts or archives, you can always call for help, 303-MARTINO. From anywhere, 303-627-8466. Rather than define what we do, we just say we help with any problem, question, or complaint. We have people with us today, our experts, Mark Machowski, Budget A1 Transmission and Auto Repair. Nick Yutzi is with Flexident of Colorado, Paintless Dent Repair. Kevin Calkin, Sheridan Auto Tech. So, Nick, people ask if they have mixed damage, does it even bother to have paintless dent repair done, or should they go to a body shop to have the big dents fixed, and then they may as well fix the little ones while they're at it? How do you feel about that? Since they have to do some painting.
If the car's got broken paint on the hood, on the roof, on a couple of panels on the side, you're probably just better off going to a body shop.
And then they will fix it all because they got to repaint it.
Yep.
When would you do some paintless dent repair and then some other repair?
I mean, a lot of body shops, I got a couple of accounts that they'll go on there. I'll work a couple of panels, and then they'll replace a few panels. So.
Okay, so there could be mixed, but you can look it over and tell people.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and that's Flexident of Colorado.com. Now, let's talk. What's ever on your mind. Daniel, this sounds pretty serious to me. What's happening? You say... go ahead.
John and Paul, this is Charles.
Daniel?
Yes, sir.
This is Tom Martino. How can I help you?
Well, Tom, I'm looking to get a little attention to this matter. It seems that I'm not being taken serious by some local authorities here when I show them the crimes I'm finding.
Okay, now, is this your ex-wife or your current wife?
Soon to be ex-wife. This is because of this issue, is because of our divorce, amongst other things.
Now, what I mean is this. Hold on. Were you divorcing her first and then found the problem?
Yes.
Okay. It could be.
That's basically how it happened.
Here's what I'm saying, Daniel, and I'm going to listen to you. It could be that they think this is just a bitter husband going through a divorce and they don't listen, just like a disgruntled employee. For some reason, and I know why, they feel like, look, this guy has an axe to grind. It probably isn't true. But if you have proof, you know, that's a different story. So tell us what you discovered about your wife.
Well, what I discovered is there was multiple accounts that were being started and closed, and money being moved around in my kids' names when they were underage, like 15 years old.
Like, what do you mean?
I also discovered, well, she would start an account for 1 month, and then in my son's name, but we didn't even live in that state. That was like our old place where we lived.
Okay.
7 months after we moved away, she went over there.
Could it be to get a toaster or something? You know, I mean, they used to give away stuff for opening and closing accounts.
Well, I would think so, but it was in Arizona 7 months after we left, and they said they'd never go back, and they haven't gone back.
Okay, so
5 years ago.
So you have found accounts where accounts were opened and then closed in a few months. How many have you actually found?
56.
Wait, 56 accounts that were opened and then closed in everyone's name but hers.
Well, I would think it's in mostly mine and her name. There's some with the children.
But when she opens the accounts, hold on, Daniel. When she opens the accounts, does she deposit money?
Well, yes.
How much money? Give me an example, like a little or a lot?
A whole bunch of little.
And then when she deposits the money, how many accounts does she open at any one time? For example, would there be 10 open at one time?
Well, that's the mystery here that I can't quite get past all the discovery here.
Okay, so all you know is that there are multiple accounts opened, some of them closed, new ones opened, and small amounts of money put in them.
I know more than that, actually.
Because that in itself isn't a crime, nor is it stealing.
Exactly. It's just a basal point of what I've been finding.
Okay, go ahead. Continue.
Thank you. My son has been getting, he has a touch of Asperger's, and he's been getting Social Security benefits, come to find out, for the last 8 years. I found out what was going on in her banking at that time, and she had opened up some special accounts. There was a car accident. She claimed $3,000. She got a check for, went into some...
Nothing wrong with that so far. There's nothing wrong with any of this so far.
I found 7 credit cards in my name that I've never seen before. And I would think that I would know if my son had Social Security benefits.
Yeah, I understand, but she's not breaking any laws by opening an account and keeping the money. She's the parent.
Right,
listen, you know, Daniel, I want to hear, and I promise you, I'm open-minded, but I'm not hearing a crime.
Here's the crime.
Or fraud.
She has been attaching. She's a general manager for multiple physical therapists, chiropractors around town, and what I have proof of, and I found over 300 credit card authorizations in my home from her previous jobs. And what I think is happening, what I believe has happened, is she takes an erroneous fee for the merchant account. If you swipe a credit card, there's a 2.7% fee. If you're a retail business, maybe you want 12% of that money to go over for taxes and set aside, and the rest goes into an operating budget.
Okay.
One swipe of a credit card could go into 3 accounts easily.
Okay.
What I think is she's simply attached herself as a fee, a $2 fee.
And no one would notice.
It's gone into, and no one has noticed except for now that I'm doing my own.
You mean her clients, this is against her clients. In other words, her clients are, without knowing it, paying a small fee to her every time that it's swiped.
Even after she's left that job. And
now you got something. Hold on. Let's get this now. Forget all the other stuff. And I have some advice for you, Daniel. I think that you might clutter yourself when you're complaining because you're not getting to the meat right away. Here's the most substantial thing you have said to me. Your wife manages many people's businesses or finances or bookkeeping, and in doing so, she has secretly attached her account to their credit card transactions where she gets paid for each and every transaction, even after she has left, and no one has noticed it.
Exactly.
That's your main deal right there, brother. That is serious.
You're right. But here's the other detail. She puts it into my savings corporation of my business account and then puts it into 10 different accounts.
I understand, but when she deposits it into, she has first the clearing account, then from that it goes into your account?
Yes, my savings corporation.
When you say savings, what is a savings corporation? Never heard of it.
Well, that's where I would put my taxes for federal and state and local.
In other words, a normal savings account for your corp.
Absolutely, and that's where I would stash my taxes. For
now, so this is your business, and you have a corporate savings account.
Yes.
Okay. Now, when this money goes into your savings account for your corporation, does she leave it there?
No, she moves it every month.
So she goes from her clearing account that charges the fee to your savings account, and then where?
Into my son's checking account.
Gotcha.
And what I found is that he has a fake Social Security number.
How old is your son?
Because he's 20 years old. He's the one that's getting the Social Security benefits. That's why I mentioned it.
Okay, so is it possible, hold on. First and foremost, about how much money would you say this amounts to when you take all of the fees she's getting?
Well, it's all speculation, and it's hard for me to say. However, the private investigator that I hired, he and I looked at a benverified.com, one of these Spokeo Truth Finder background searches.
They're garbage, by the way. Yeah, so.
I don't know what to trust there. But it seems that she started on her 50th birthday, the beginning of last month, a Bitcoin cryptocurrency company.
Oh, my goodness gracious.
That is worth $16 million.
How do you know it's worth $16 million? How do you know it's worth that?
Well, that's what was founded upon. That was thing. And if you look at the Indeed, they're following up with
now wait a minute. She has a crypto account that you believe is into this like 16 million?
I don't know what to believe, quite honestly. I've been lied to.
Well, who told you about the crypto? Who told you about the crypto account?
It was the benverified.com. So if you say it's crap, let's throw
Well, hold on. Did they say this account was in her name?
Yes, she's the founder of Stealth Mode, which is a favorite word of hers. Her little thing, everything's stealth mode. Let's do
So hold on. I'm more interested in this. You're divorcing and she's available. I'm just kidding. Okay, hold on. Hold on a second. We'll come back to you.
This report is sponsored by...
That hurt my ribs on that one. That hurt.
You're saying, I wonder what her business is. She's got to be an accountant of some kind.
Oh, that was good. But how does he not know how much money that's going through his savings account and everything else?
Well, hold on. He didn't know he had this.
Hold on, though. This is brilliant.
He said it was his
she
corporate
takes
account.
a small fee on every credit card transaction. Right. They just see that as going into their accounts. They don't know. You know that's hot.
That's how you get away with it.
Now that is hot there.
But you're right. He should have been.
Okay. Gotcha.
Well, I get an idea of how much money anyway. I mean, maybe he doesn't, but if it's in and out of his account.
Okay, I got a spot coming up in just a few seconds. Go ahead. I didn't turn the mic on yet. I'll turn it on right now. Are you in pain? And if so, please remember the name Centeno Schultz. Now, you know how I spend my career battling the liars and cheaters and ripoffs. You know about my battle with the city and all of that, right? Well, when it comes to stem cell therapy, you have a lot of charlatans out there and liars. They bring in amniotic fluid or umbilical cord blood, which is not stem cell therapy, okay? It's not. The stem cells are not alive. For living stem cell therapy, they must be extracted at the time of treatment. But you know what? Find out more about it from The Real Deal. AvoidSurgeryToday.com with Centeno Schultz. They have stem cell therapy and other therapies available. They are the wonderful people that I use as my experts, and I'm going there as a patient, and I urge you to do it too if you want true living stem cell therapy. AvoidSurgeryToday.com. That's AvoidSurgeryToday.com.
But you're right, that money coming in. Now, if she's got that much money, why is she worried about her son's? So why would
There's too many holes in it.
There's too many.
Well, no, I mean, even if she does, who cares?
But he
has the right to do it.
Her fake Social Security number, a fake Social Security. He's bringing up. You see, he's got like 10 different things. And if he's laundering that kind of money, I would say this is the IRS.
And it also
IRS
makes
wants
him
taxes on
complicit because
it sure does.
goes
Out
through
of his account. There was a movie years ago. Richard Pryor was like he figured out that if you take the odd cents, in a financial company, and dump it all.
There were several movies.
But the funny part,
there were other movies.
The other one I remember, they're like, okay, we got to watch for people who are doing out of the ordinary stuff. And here he comes with a Ferrari trying to park it.
We've always heard of
and
those
ends up
stories
with a
where people
sidewalk or something, because he had millions of dollars. But yeah, it turns out it's a lot of money. The pennies.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. But I wonder what her business is, because she's getting into her.
We used to have guys that had phones that would call, and then they would, whenever. Wait, how did it work? It would dial out, and when somebody answered, it would charge them a few cents, and they would have phone banks in their basement, virtual phones dialing out, and people would never complain about a call for 2 or 3 cents.
Wow.
It sounds like an overseas thing.
Mm-hmm.
I don't see who that is.
Well, the cell phone used to charge you.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, when it first came out.
People
must just be looking at.
My mom gets so many sales calls at home.
You're trying to what?
So many, so bad.
Is a landline?
Yeah.
Get rid of it.
So bad.
It'll help.
Surprised how?
Landlines are the worst.
My girlfriend is terrible with these people on the phone.
How?
She actually
she'll listen.
Good, man.
She actually logged him into my computer in my office at home.
I just want to get your
remote access
just
to
hear
it.
from someone else other than me talk about this and how you knew about it.
And then she calls me because you
wait till
you
you
see the list of shit they wanted her to do.
I just got. Hold on.
Yeah.
All right.
You got bugs on your computer.
No, I unplugged it, threw it away. I'm not even gonna touch it.
Good.
Yeah, no, it's not worth playing with.
Well, you can take it to like.
I don't even want to. They can hide stuff in there.
Gotcha.
Oh, my girlfriend took a phone call at home and gave them remote access to my computer.
Jesus Christ, why did she do that?
Because she's stupid.
You don't need that date on it.
No, I'm fine.
I'm Tom Martino. Now, you know my battle, all right? And I'm not, Daniel, I'm not forgetting about you. Hang on. But I have our attorney on, Marco Bendinelli, one of the attorneys we use. He's a personal injury attorney, but he's aggressive. He fights injustice all the time. And I just thought I'd run this by him about the nuisance abatement law and what's been happening. He's been brought up to speed. And for those listening, you know my battle going with the city. I believe they're flat out lying. And Corey, KKK Corey, with a K, Corey Nelson, who prosecutes a lot of these cases, lies to the defendants on the phone. Oh, yeah, we'll make a meeting. Just hang on. They make a meeting. Then he goes in to get a default judgment, tells the judge he hasn't heard from him, and then takes the car. But listen, I've gotten a few. I got it since I've been talking about this. Just in the last 2 days, I had a black woman call. It happened to her, and now this Hispanic family, this Mexican family. And I wanted Marco to hear this. Marco Bendinelli. Marco, you said you want to look into this. It incensed you. Listen to this one. My name is Sonia, and I wonder if you can help. I heard you were working on this. My husband was arrested for trying to find a place of prostitution. It's sad, but he was driving my dad's van because he was getting out of work. Now, my dad's an electrician. Sometimes I help him, so you can imagine all the tools and everything. The 2 officials arrested him. They took the van in impound. 2 days later, I was told that I need to sign a power of attorney even to get the things out of the van. My husband and I sent to my dad to sign. He's in Mexico. He's sick right now. They let us just take what we could carry. We only took a few tools. We've lost almost everything. And we were told that it was confiscated because it was a crime area and they needed to inspect it. And they needed, the next day we were They let my husband just take what he could carry. Okay, then here it goes. Our attorney is trying to help, but nothing happened. He said he couldn't help. They want $1,500 plus I have to pay attorney's fees, and I don't have the money. This was our vehicle for work. Tools, ladders, wire, boxes, extensions. We lost everything, and they tell us there is nothing we can do. We signed it away, and they said that even though the dad and her have nothing to do with the crime, the vehicle was used in the crime. You know, Marco, they're really doing too much of this, man. This family, think about this. They lose their entire livelihood. There are people that can't get to work. We had one guy who loaned his car to his uncle who was a scofflaw. And some of the underlying offenses, they even go away, get discharged or not guilty. And somehow this nuisance abatement, this civil case lives on. And that seems contrary to any spirit of this kind of law. But
it really does.
And the city lies. They out and out lie and say it doesn't happen. But you know what's happening. You've looked into some of this.
You know, really what the intent of this was, you know, and the way that this was pitched and the way that the legislature enacted this statute, which I believe is unconstitutional. It's an unconstitutional taking, but the way that this got enacted was, you know, this was an attempt to cripple the drug trafficking, the drug cartels, and that's the way this thing was pitched. We're going to take the expensive boats. We're going to take the planes. We're going to take the high-end vehicles that they're using to, you know, we're going to cripple this industry. And, you know, and what's happened is there's been a slow, steady perversion of this law. And now, you know, I mean, the example you just gave, they are crippling working people instead of the drug cartel.
And only poor people and minorities, Marco. It's not happening to someone with a $100,000 Range Rover.
You know, exactly. And that's the way it was pitched, and that's why we were gonna bend the Constitution a little bit, because really, this on its face, and I'll tell you what, I believe it's been tested in Colorado. I haven't looked at it as closely as I'm going to, but I'm going to spearhead an effort.
I know. Marco, I love you. Honest to God, I can't believe that you were so passionate. He already filed an appearance. He is going to help us with this, and this is wonderful. I've heard already from some network news people who say that they want to know what we're doing. It's going, you know, Denver, honest to God, they don't understand what a blight this is on the city. And
I mean, you take someone like that that's trying to make a living, doing, you know, got their ladders, their tools, supporting their family, and you know, it's just a perversion.
And truly, if they were criminals,
I don't know how they could do this to people.
If they were criminals, that would be one thing. But we're talking about, you know, we're talking about people that aren't criminals. And Don, you were one of the victims. Did you know that we're going to file to get this set aside, Don? Marco Bendinelli, did you know that? We're going to get your default judgment set aside so we can try to get your car back? Don?
Oh, that's beautiful. Thank you. I appreciate you, bro, because I've been like lost for answers. I don't know what to do next. I was going to go to Channel 7, Channel 4.
No, they're not. I don't even. Are they interested? I hope they are. Did anyone talk to you?
No. I called them, and then nobody called me back.
No, they don't care. That's the problem. People don't care about poor people, minorities. They don't. They care about the soccer moms and dads, and they do mommy news. They don't do real news. All you have to do is look at this local news and tell me what affects your life. Marco Bendinelli is going to make a difference. I'm going to make a difference with him. And Don, here's the deal. I want you to tell Marco with your own words. You were calling Corey every couple of days to find out you were Corey Nelson, right? What were you asking him?
I was asking him what to do, and he was giving me directions and instructions how to get my car back. And when he told me I couldn't talk to him at first until I got the papers, and then he sent the papers to the wrong house. Then I called back a week later. And then when they send the papers to the right house, then I couldn't talk to him then. Then when I received the papers from the right address, when he sent it to me, I called back on a Wednesday, and asked me, can I come down there on a Wednesday? He said he wasn't available this week. He was going to come in Monday at 1 o'clock. And when I went down there, on my way down there at 1 o'clock, I was calling and letting him know. He told me I abandoned my car. I said, man, I said, how I abandoned my car?
He went in the previous Friday and told the judge he hadn't heard from you.
I know. He just stringed me along. He just sucked me along, man. I don't like that.
Marco, you know, I know how you feel about stuff like this. You fight for the injured people all the time. Think about that. He told him he'll make an appointment on Monday, then went into court and got a default judgment.
Yeah, knowing that the Friday he was going to stick it to him.
Exactly. And in the lawsuit, the default judgment motion, Marco, he screwed himself because he said he didn't file an official response. And then he said, nor any other response. Did you see that?
You know, I am obtaining. Look, I entered my appearance on this.
Yes.
To have the judgment set aside, and
God, that's great.
So we're going to try to get the judgment set aside, and you know what I need is. Do you have a cell phone record showing?
Yes,
that you
we're going to get that
number.
We're getting that from Don for you. We're getting all of that, and we will show that he was in touch with the city attorney's office. Another thing, Marco, you don't know how much I appreciate this, and seriously, we're gonna do this together. And if any,
I mean, you talked to me yesterday, and I filed an entry of appearance already.
I know you did, man. I just love you for it. And if anybody wants, I'm serious. You want the best guy in the world? 1-800-ATTORNEY. Personal injury law firm denver.com. Okay, we got more coming up. Marco, thank you. I really appreciate it.
This is Denver's
Actually, shit or what?
Cool.
That's awesome.
Wow, how are they going to say fake news now?
I'm going to let you go now, but listen, here's what you're going to do. I want to pull your cell phone records to show any calls you made to the city attorney's office at all. So we're going to have to do that next. So let's get in touch on Tuesday, okay? Have a great weekend, and man, we're going to get your car back, okay? Okay. We'll see you, man. You too. I'll see you. Okay, bye.
And even this guy
that guy was crying. The guy's crying. Because he's going to get his car. Imagine having your, kind of like DTS, you know he worked his ass off, he's like over-the-road trucker, and that son of a bitch just took it.
He's actually one of the...
I can't say this on the air, but Corey Nelson is a motherfucker. And our mayor is a disgusting excuse for a person. Okay. Gotcha.
Super reliable, super fast nationwide network. Boost Mobile. The switch that gives you more.
Sorry for that.
Ideal Home Loans. I say that name over and over. Ideal for your next ideal home loan, and I really mean it. You know what I like about Ideal? They don't have any hocus pocus, no tap dancing. So if you want to get on a loan, start a loan, or refi, they'll do it on the phone to get it started. They'll do it online to get it started. Why? Because they don't need to be face-to-face to talk you into anything. They know they can put you in a better position or they won't take the deal. And they'll put all their guarantees in writing. So you get the best loans at the best prices. They do credit optimization to help you even get better pricing. That's even after you're approved. They also do stuff like the interest rate guarantee. That's a no-lose, no-risk situation. Think about it. Rates go down, they refinance you free of charge over the next 2 years. When you refi, they give you another 2 years. You are virtually under Ideal's protection the whole time. IdealHomeLoans.com, 303-867-7000. I know Brent, personally the owner. You can trust him. IdealHomeLoans.com. He filed already. Isn't that great?
Yeah,
he filed already.
I feel worse for that woman that just said that at Sonia.
Okay, thanks. Guys, go get your pizza.
Yeah, let's do it. And who's Corey?
How much time do I have?
He's the city attorney.
Do I have a few minutes?
One of two attorneys that handle this nuisance.
Okay. I don't think that's enough time.
Okay.
I'll do it next time.
Man.
He's the one running the program.
Okay, got it.
No, he's not running.
Well, he's the one that files.
That prosecutes.
Yes.
There's two attorneys that prosecute.
Yes.
Because they have to be able to initiate something before
they
can
initiate, and they're the judge and jury to see if it goes back.
Really? Isn't it great he spells his name with a K, or I couldn't do that. Thank you, dear.
I told them by noon.
Oh, they did a good job, though. I mean, who cares? It's great, huh?
Yeah, and here's a fork and knife for you if you'd like. And do you want Compass Insurance for line 1? I have Jeremy all ready to go.
Yeah.
I just need to call him.
Man, you're efficient.
Yeah.
But I feel sorry for that Mexican lady. I really do. Yeah, I will after they do it. I just got to be here and turn it over. But I mean, they're losing her livelihood. That one to me is the saddest. I mean, Don is sad too, but he's got a job. It has nothing to do with his car. He's got another car. You know, I feel sorry for him. But this lady here, they've ruined people's lives. That's what I think.
How do they go to sleep at night?
That's a great question, boy. And then
Think
he
about
said,
that, knowing that happened.
And then he says that is fake news.
We have many different treatment options that if you're like most men, will make your ED a thing of the past.
That's what
I'm happy about is
a PSA and teach
we're everybody in tune. You and Mark, Suzanne, we all believe it. Sometimes some of this shit with business, we might say, we don't think that. One guy say this, one guy says that, and that's good. We have varying opinions sometimes, but we're in unison.
No, this is so bad. When I first heard about it, Mark did some look at it. I didn't believe it. And then, and I'm talking, I've known it for like 6 months now.
Mark didn't believe about the dismissal. He says if they dismiss the case.
Colorado.com. Plex again.
Thanks,
Colorado.com. And on my
You're welcome.
Yeah, thanks.
You guys have all done it.
Station 630 KNOW.
Yeah.
Tom Martino here. We're doing an insurance checkup with Jeremy, Compass Insurance. Like, how do you insure an off-road vehicle? Duke had that question. Now, Duke, yours did not get damaged, right?
That's correct. And I'm not, the damage that it will get riding off-road is never going to exceed the deductible. I'm just looking for like catastrophic.
Yeah. Now listen,
in my garage.
Jeremy, off-road vehicles, let's say just a few grand or whatever, or even 10, who knows. But here's the bottom line. It's at your home or your country home or your mountain home and your cabin. And you can't get it insured under homeowners, can you, Jeremy?
No, typically you would get a separate, just like a motorcycle.
What about like you break your kid breaks your arm on it? Can he go through homeowners?
If it's on the property, some homeowners policies would cover the medical. I mean, there's only minimal medical on homeowners policy. But yeah, if I'm riding, my kids have dirt bikes. If they're riding them on my property and they get hurt, the medical on the homeowners could potentially pay for that. But if you go off property, then your homeowners isn't going to cover it.
But he said to get like insurance on his thing as a separate vehicles cost prohibitive because really he's going to never really have a claim except for, you know what I mean? Like, if the vehicle's only worth a couple grand, what happens? It's $500 plus a deductible. Are there any other options for recreational vehicles that you hardly use?
Sometimes you could get some coverage, typically not on a homeowner's policy. I mean, like my ATV is $130 a year, I think. So, I mean, to me, it's, and we trail ride.
Who? So wait, Jeremy, you have an ATV that you insure for $130?
Yeah, I mean, maybe it's $150, but it's cheap.
Duke!
And a lot of it,
but there's a deductible too. And so for what coverage I want, now an ATV is going to get hurt a lot worse when it crashes, because it flips.
Yeah, but you told me, Duke, you were finding premiums at $500. Jeremy just told me he does $130.
Yeah, I might have big fished that one, but I think it was $150 every 6 months for my quote.
That's not terrible.
Now, it depends on what you're doing, though, riding. Like, if you're just on your own property and you're the only one riding it and you're just worried about the physical damage, I could see that point. But if you're doing
I'm not. That's exactly opposite of what I want. I'm wanting it, when I'm out riding it on the trail and I hit a tree, I can, the most damage it's going to do is, let's say I bend a front rim and pop a tire, let's say $300. So what I want is, if my house burns down and my my new motorcycle's in it, I want it covered. If I happen to park my truck overnight in a parking lot of a hotel with my bike in the back of it, and my bike gets stolen out of the back of it, I want it covered. I don't care about the damage to the bike, and my health insurance covers me if I get hurt on the trail.
So, Jeremy, is there that kind of insurance, just kind of like catastrophic or casualty?
And that's basically what this would be, but what the bigger part of the cost is the liability part. You're riding on a trail, you hit someone else, and you hurt them.
Yeah, Duke, you don't care about that?
Well, I mean, it's under a hobby. I've had a head-on collision on a trail, and it's really nobody's fault.
Well, I know, but you are really lucky because you can have a personal injury lawsuit against you that could bankrupt you. Now, Jeremy, absolutely. He's really saying both things. You're saying exactly what he said. He said, I don't care about minor damage to the thing. Well, that's what a high deductible is. You don't get covered for the minor damage, and they only charge you for the damage they will cover. So you could get a high deductible liability and vehicle insurance policy. What if he got that, Jeremy? Liability with a high deductible on the unit itself, where in essence he just said, I don't really care about the damage of the vehicle. I care more about an entire loss of the vehicle through if it's stolen or burns. So you must be able to find a very high deductible casualty and liability policy, right?
Sure, absolutely. Yeah.
So why don't we?
High deductible, is that half the cost of the vehicle?
What are you talking about? But what difference does it make if you just told us you don't care about the minor damage?
Well, yeah, but if I completely lose the vehicle and then I have to, I don't know.
I see what you're saying.
You don't want a $10,000 vehicle with a $5,000 deductible.
Right.
And the deductible is half the value.
So why don't? Here's the deal. Is there ever a such thing as this, Jeremy? You have a high deductible for minor things, but in a total loss, you have a lower deductible. Is that even possible? Do they make policies like?
No, not that I'm aware of. No, the deductible.
And the thing I'm thinking of is the guy that called in yesterday with the vintage bike that he put $1,800 in, and it very well could be worth $1,800. Any bike that runs worth $1,000 pretty much. So he's got a completely restored bike that got stolen that might only be worth $1,800, and you told him you have to insure your property.
Yeah. You're right. You're right. So, Jeremy, could you, for the heck of it, look around and see what could best suit it, and then we'll revisit this? I just thought that Duke brought up something very interesting. When people have a lot of these vehicles around the house, and they don't know until it's done. They don't know until it's too late. Now, hold on. We have this just in from Janet. Janet, what's going on?
Oh, I was just calling to let you know that my vehicle was taken from my parking garage at my apartment complex by the Denver police last month.
As a nuisance?
I think it was a nuisance because the car apparently was under suspicion for felony menacing.
Hold on. Your car was under suspicion for felony menacing. Was someone using it? Did you do it? Are you accused? Tell us the story.
No. It was just missing on Saturday morning, and I called up the police to report it as stolen.
And what did they say?
I thought it had been stolen, and they said it hadn't been stolen. It was in the pound, and that they couldn't give me any information on it.
Now, wait a minute.
Other than
your car was missing. Was it stolen, or did the police go to your garage and take it?
Yeah. I live down the street from the radio station.
Yeah.
And I have multi-story parking garage where you have to have a fob to get in.
Yeah.
And it was parked at Friday evening when I got home from work, and then missing Saturday morning.
Wait a minute. What did the police say your vehicle did?
Well, they can't tell me because the case is still pending. And they said they can't give me any information.
What kind of a vehicle is it? What kind of a vehicle?
It's just a 2012 Volkswagen Jetta.
Janet, you don't recall getting in an accident, hitting someone, letting someone borrow it, or anything?
No.
Now listen, people, this is a case. We have a police state. They decided her car was involved in a crime and took it. Did you ask if anyone was arrested? in connection with this crime?
They wouldn't tell me. They said that the case was still pending, but I did manage to get the car back a week later.
How? Okay.
I had to pay.
How much did you pay?
$240.
But you never did anything wrong.
No. I felt like I was a victim. Plus, they must have contacted my bank because I'm not quite finished paying for the car. And then I had my bank calling me.
All right, we need to interview you at length. We need to get more information. Daphne, would you get her number and contact her later and add it to our file?
Already have her on the list.
Okay, Janet, I am so sorry this happened. We will get to the bottom of it, okay?
Oh, it was horrible. Uh-huh.
Wow. People, do you understand this? This is dangerous. Now, Daniel says his wife has an elaborate scheme to steal money. We'll get back to him, plus others with car problems, coming up.
This report is sponsored by K&H.
To go into a parking garage and take the car?
What's that? Yeah.
Because they're not driving by and seeing it. They had to go looking for it.
But here, it's the parking garage that you need a fob to get into.
Right.
Will I have time after this to run?
Wow.
Can I leave, or do you want me to do Ellis now?
You don't realize it.
Thank you.
Thank you. Until it happens to you, you don't believe it. And that's what that's the...
For the holiday weekend, more sunshine in the morning.
My God.
By Labor Day, sunny and a high of 97.
There's more out there, Mark. Don't be
I was
bashful.
thinking about it. I was just thinking
I'm just jealous.
Oh, that hurts.
I wish I could eat
But they
like
took her
you
car. She
do.
didn't even know what was for. They only did it because of the case pending.
Yeah, so they can't tell her.
Well, obviously nothing. They give
But
it
she had to
back.
pay $250. She's lucky.
$340. It was $300.
Oh, yeah, 240. 240.
240? Oh, okay. I thought it was 300.
Fake news, Mark. Come on.
Wow. Wow.
Look, like I say, that's the thing about her. She doesn't even know what it is.
But you know what? That's how the police do things.
But she's lucky she got it back. It was only $240.
Yeah, or they didn't sell
Years ago, and they didn't try to take the truck. I had a towing company,
Right.
and I was on a long run on purpose. There was a tow up in Yellowstone. I was like, I'm taking it. I'm going. See you guys. And I get a phone call. You know, I check in because we didn't have cell phones, pagers. One of my trucks was impounded for a hit and run. And I'm like, oh my God. You know, all the weekends I decided to get out of town. You know, call the detective. Nothing. Pending. So finally, 5 days later, we find out what's going on. The guy, when he parked it, for whatever reason, he set the brake and didn't put it in gear. It rolled, scratched the car, and they impounded it because they said they couldn't find out who owned it.
So it wasn't a hit and run.
Well, it was by the definition.
But it was still there.
Yeah.
So that's not a hit and run. It didn't
Well,
run.
the driver ran.
Oh, but he didn't run.
He did. It was right in front of his house.
Right.
He was so tired, you know, he slept through it all.
Sure.
And there's 6-inch letters on the door with the phone number on it, but they couldn't find us. But it was impounded for 5 days, pending investigation.
Well, that
For
takes
a felony hit and run, $700 to get it back.
And that was how many years ago?
That would have been early 80s, mid 80s.
So right at 700 now, probably.
Yeah. But it's the communication, trying to get an answer as to.
It's almost like it's purposely delayed on that answer so they can just rack up the charges.
Because the driver didn't know, because he was asleep in the house, so he didn't know what was going on. So we were, you know, that maybe somebody stole it and hit something. And we didn't know that it was towed from there. We didn't even know that.
Man, I hope something comes of this. The Nelly guy and you guys working together.
Let me tell you, he does not like certain judges either. The judges that are crooked, he wanted to go. This guy is a funny guy. He's very interesting. He's very.
But it sounds like when he thinks he's right, he gets after it though.
He goes after it.
Back to normal.
Nice, I love it. Love it.
Love it. No idea. Well, that can be a problem.
Well, they count on everybody being intimidated. You know, they don't want you to stand up for yourself.
And a lower rate can put hundreds back in your monthly.
This Corey Nelson's running for. He actually lives in Parker. and he's running for school board District F.
That's not a full-time position, is it?
The district school board?
Is it?
No, I'm sure not.
Oh, okay. So I mean, he's not leaving the city to do that.
That's a full-time position that he does there.
Yeah, but he's not leaving that position to do that.
No.
Okay.
He's just running for just like a school board.
Yeah.
It could be a step to a political career. People start, like that to go on there. So I'll guarantee he is feeling heat.
Feel it. You got to live with your choices.
And the thing about it, it's his job.
Yeah, but
I agree. No. I totally agree with that.
What's he gonna say, Kevin?
You're gonna say that you don't need to be doing that.
You don't need to be just hammering everybody.
You're exactly right. That's what I agree.
Yeah.
Right.
Don't need to be what?
Hammering everybody. I mean, if it's an obvious thing, you don't need to take the guy's vehicle. That's ridiculous.
That's I totally 100% agree.
Hi, Tom Martino here. Okay, so Daniel, we're going to work with you, but we need to see some information. Now, did you contact any of the clients that you believe your wife is embezzling from? What do they say? Have they looked into it? Okay, you're going to have, now listen, we don't mind contacting them if we can see it, but I think also the FBI is the jurisdiction for this.
FBI, IRS.
Well, the Federal Bureau of Investigation, anything to do with wire or electronic and embezzling. So CBI too, that would be good, but I would talk to the FBI. Yeah. Do you have a case number? Okay. Is there a way you can you condense this? Go ahead. I'm sorry. What? Yeah. I think you clutter it and people are thinking you want to get revenge. Are you looking for sole custody? Oh, okay. So you're not. Okay.
Mhm. Yeah. I just found out I was taken for a ride. Is what I discovered.
Yeah, I understand.
And it looks like I didn't stand a chance in this marriage ever in the history of ever.
Well, obviously you have an axe to grind, but I don't care if you found this fraud.
Right.
I need you to put this. I need you to give me a file on this with copies of everything you have, and we'll go through it. We'll go through it.
Excellent.
And we will try to sum it up and do as much as we can to see what happens and contact some of the victims. So hold on. Daphne will give you information on how to get to us. All right. Todd needs some advice about blue smoke coming out of his car. Go ahead there, Todd.
Yeah. Like you said. Calling you guys car experts. And,
yeah, so they're listening. So what does this blue smoke happen all the time?
No, essentially it will occasionally happen like a slight puff as I'm going through an intersection.
What kind of vehicle?
To a stop, and it's a 2002 Dodge Grand Caravan.
What do you guys think?
How many miles? Yeah.
How many miles?
Roughly about 214,000.
Oh my God! Oh.
Well, yeah, it's just.
Oh, but bro, you got rings.
Rings, seals, guides.
Yeah. Well, what I'm trying to figure out is if there is like a BG product or something like that that will cease that, so I can pass my emissions test, and because I can't afford to throw a bunch of money at it mechanically.
No, of course you can't.
No, there's really no magic. Once the parts start wearing out to that point, there's not a lot you can do.
Did it fail emissions?
It did.
What year is it?
2002.
Guys, what do you think?
There's not a lot you can do.
I can't think of anything. No.
Yeah, I mean, Todd, what would be I mean, no matter what, he's going to have to throw money at it, right? I mean, God, a set of rings to open up that top, then you might as well just do the top.
Yeah, you'd be looking for a low mileage.
How much
motor.
is that though?
You know, you get $2 or $3 grand to spend on a motor. You're better
Todd,
off putting it in another car.
You may. There's not much you can do if it can't pass emissions.
Or if you really like the vehicle, just put a good used engine in it with a lot of low mileage.
I mean, the vehicle, is it in good shape?
Yeah, I mean it's in decent shape.
I mean, worth putting a used engine in it?
Maybe. I mean,
how much would a used engine and installation cost roughly, guys? What do you think? $2,500?
Between $2,000 and $3,000. Yeah.
So if you say $2,500 on this, then you got to worry about the transmission with all that miles. I mean, because the transmission is about to go. So how much is that?
That's going to be $2,000.
All right, so let's say if you put 4 in it, is it worth anything, or would it be better to take that 4 and put it in another vehicle? I know what I would do. I'd put it in another vehicle, but
yeah, I agree.
But that's what you're facing, Todd. I'm sorry about that. Okay, Manuel, what's happening?
Oh, Tom, I'm sorry to hear about that guy in that van.
We're helping. We're going to try to help Manuel. So what's going on with you, man?
Okay, yesterday you were talking to Al from Pro Auto.
Yes.
And you were talking about carbon in the motor. I don't know if that was one of his customers.
Yeah. But in general, carbon buildup due to the injectors having fuel injected into the cylinder itself as opposed to being washed over the valves. So you get carbon buildup.
Okay, I know you're going to be off the air pretty quick.
Yeah.
Okay, I have a 2007 Ford Cherokee, and I just had mine done about 2 months ago.
You had the valves done?
No. Let me finish real quick. It was missing, so I put spark plugs in it. They were due. And then I checked the coil packs. They were okay. And so I thought I'd just take it in because they said it could be injectors. So I just took it in, and they looked at it, and they checked it around, and they ran that fuel in it, and they run it this side of the gas tank.
What did you find?
They cleaned it out with that fuel.
Does it work?
Yeah, the BG product.
They did a beautiful job.
Good.
And it was full of carbon in the motor.
Who did that for you?
Cypher Auto.
Okay, well, listen, man. You can clean those, but they're going to build up again. There's not much you can do with the new systems. Are they doing anything to battle that on the systems? What is that called? Direct injection?
It's a direct injection. They're starting to add another injector to start washing over.
Then they're
just for cleaning.
Okay, so you have 2 injectors. You have one for cleaning and one for direct. So the efficiency from the direct is just washed out.
Yeah.
I mean, why bother?
Well, there's maintenance involved in the newer cars. That's all there is to it.
And how often do you have to do that maintenance?
Depends on who you're driving.
All right. Hey, Rob, we'll try to get a quick question. What's going on with your transmission? 09 Toyota.
I've got an 09 Toyota Venza, 129,000 miles, and it feels like I've got a torque converter shutter.
Could be very possible.
At low speeds.
Well, we certainly can check something out like that for you and confirm if it's a torque converter shutter and come up with a good fix for you.
Yeah, and they don't charge for that diagnostic. It's Budget A1, Rob. That's Budget A1 Transmission and Auto Repair. Here, hang on. If Dav gets your phone number, we'll give it to Mark directly, the owner. I'm Tom Martino. Don't forget Flexident of Colorado.com, and then budget-a1.com, and then SheridanAutotech.com. And, of course, for help, information, and referrals and the latest on our battles, referralist.com. Save all your problems for me.
I was in the United States Army for 12 years, and
those spots are just too much. They're just too much.
All right, thanks, friends. You guys have a great weekend.
Yeah, be safe.
Yeah, you have a good weekend too, Ken.
I'll have that zip code changed.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Tom.
He has